Well, it's Evo weekend, so I'm gonna make this pretty quick short stream. I'm just gonna go into training mode, honestly. But because I also do want to watch Evo myself and everything, so I figured people aren't really gonna show up when Evo's going on. But all the same, I just wanted to pop on and talk about who I think we're gonna get for a new character. Which, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because the speculation is just lasting until tomorrow evening. But yeah. Go bullet dance too. Okay, alright. I forgot that I put it on player. Or on the computer. Alright, so I got a couple choices for who the character could possibly be. So I'll go through kind of like the joke characters first. This sounds a little loud. Is it? No, it doesn't seem too loud. Oh, maybe it is, actually, with all the sound effects. Oh. I'll bump it down a little lower. It sounds really loud to me, but yeah, as it turns out, when I couldn't hear it, the earbud I had in my ear just broke. So now I'm using the other one. Maybe that's why it sounds so loud. So the first, okay, let me actually go over the joke characters that I think it could be. First, well, joke as in possibility, but I don't really think it. So the first one is Roy. So Arakane, before he became a bunch of goop. Before, Arakane is Roy Carmine. He fell into a cauldron, and then yeah. The second would be Phantom. So 9, while she was still underneath the effects of Mind Eater from Terami. Now both Roy and Phantom are those are kind of like in the past. They don't technically really exist anymore. So that's why I don't really think it's going to be them, but I'm just throwing them up there because it could be them. Wow, I'm bad at these micro dashes. And then for characters that are still in, that are currently in the game, or in the story, but I don't think they're going to be around. It's going to be Rachel's familiars, Nago and Gi. You know, the little stupid things. Which I don't think so. I really don't. But they're characters, so might as well throw them in. Speculation. But they're probably the least expected ones, I think. Alongside Roy and Phantom. And then this one is possible, but I don't think they're gonna do it. Mitsuyoshi, who I think is like... He's part of the Kaka clan as well, but in the same way Jubei is. And the only reason I don't think he's going to show up, like I think the biggest reason why he wouldn't be the character is because I don't think they actually showed him in the games. I think he's just a phase shift novel, like the light novel character. So I don't think he's actually going to show up, but he kind of had a pretty significant role there. So, you know, throw him in just for the hell of it, right? So there's that, and then now the actual characters that I think could be I think this is like the actual pool of characters. Number one, Lin Fa, or Lin Hua, however you're supposed to pronounce that, I don't know, but Light Chi's assistant, the young girl. You know, she was, I think, in the mobile game. So I think that's definitely a real possibility because they kind of have an idea of how that character should fight. So I think that's definitely like a reasonable potentiality. Second one is Homura Amano Hokosaka, who is the current emperor of Ikaruga, of the Ikaruga Federation. Tenjo's son. Which, you know, once again, another character that was in Blazblue Dark War. So, you know, it's a set play character. They don't have a whole lot of set play characters in the game. Well, I'm speculating he would be a set play character because apparently he would fight with mirrors or something. So, you know, that's a possibility. But when I think about it, I can only think of like a Mu 12 kind of play style. So, I don't know. where they set up mirrors and then like reflect energy off of it. So, still, I think it's a possibility. Next, this could be not really reasonable to assume that this character could be the new one, but Clavis Alucard, Rachel's father, because I'm pretty sure he's dead. So I'm pretty sure he's not gonna come back. But then again, I mean, he's a vampire, so you know, maybe. So I don't know. It's possible, I guess. And then now I feel like now I'm kind of getting in. The other thought I had was like, well, if this is a new character after so long, maybe they're going to build off of assets that they kind of already have made. So like, in the same way that Lambda was built off of news assets, right? The more Okumo units share a lot of similarities and stuff. So I was thinking like, okay, what assets do they already have made? And first one is in Taukaka's, one Taukaka's distortions, Torikaka jumps in and you know, attacks alongside her. So I was thinking, oh, well, you know, Torikaka is a minor character, but they do have some sort of precedence for her to be in here. So I thought, you know, that's reasonable, I would assume. And then outside of that, I was thinking, okay, well, what other characters kind of have what other characters are there? And I was thinking, okay, well, they were kind of pushing Naoto for a little bit. You know, he came in from those, not the Phase Shift. Maybe it was the Phase Shift novels. But whatever. Related to Naoto is Raquel. So I was thinking, well, maybe Raquel. She does have a sprite in Amane's Astral when it's used on Naoto, so maybe. And also they could probably just build it off of Rachel, so wow, I'm so bad at execution with Ozma. So Raquel is like another choice. I think, and along that lines, we also have Trinity Glassfield. You know, she's got a sprite with, for some of the fights with Jin. Right? I think. She shows up in yeah. And also, you know, she's a pretty major character, so that would be a pretty good assumption that she'd show up. Oh, why didn't I? Well, this next one is kind of less, less reasonable to assume. But I put Kazuma Kuvaru, just because he is one of the main characters, I think, in Blazblue Dark War and the Phase Shift novels, or one of the light novel series. I don't know, I can't remember. So I don't know, but it's still, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kazuma is dead, or he's just not around anymore. And then we come down to the last two, and I think these would really, maybe they're not a, you wouldn't, maybe these are less likely, but I think they're definitely in the running. It is Amaterasu. And not like the big floating brain thing, but the actual unit inside of Amaterasu that's controlling the Amaterasu unit. I'm not sure how that would be, how they would kind of do that, you know, what the design would be or whatever, but it seems like it might be a, like maybe a, like maybe a Murakumo unit kind of thing. Oh wow, that works. It's kind of weird because I'm playing this right now through OBS, through the preview in OBS, so my it's weird, but the timing works. So after the Amaterasu unit, this is like a real long shot, but I think it's definitely a possibility. And it's the Origin, which is which would be the Murakumo unit from the very, very first timeline. Because if I understand the whole lore of Blazblue correctly, the current timeline is like some timeline in the future. Some timeline that's not the original. The original timeline happened way before. And basically the Amaterasu unit has just been resetting time over and over again, even before the whole events of Calamity Trigger and Continuum Shift. or really, I guess Amaterasu was just resetting the timeline in Calamity Trigger. And Continuum Shift was just a bunch of... It was a phenomena intervention that was just splitting the current timeline up into various possibilities, which were all collapsing back down to one of two outcomes. Or to one outcome, which was Terumi forging Kusanagi from Mu 12. And then that timeline would, like, be erased or something. That Continuum Shift would be erased. And so the only one left was the one where Ragna beats Terumi. Or whatever. Something like that. But the thing that's... But the OG original timeline... Basically... Like, the Earth begins, I guess, in Blazblue. And then at some point during that timeline, humanity finds the boundary, as they do in all subsequent timelines. And then that's where they make the first Murakumo units. And the first one is the Origin. And the Origin, I believe, is the Murakumo unit that's controlling Amaterasu. So I guess I can't really split up Amaterasu and the Origin, because they're the same. But I figured maybe there is a distinction. One where it's Amaterasu, and then there's Amaterasu as the Origin. You know, in her pre-fusion with Amaterasu. So I think that is those are kind of like the most reasonable assumptions for who this new character could be. If I had to rate them on like a... If I had to rate them on a... on like I guess a possibility, let's say. We'll go number 1. Oh, let me where do I change the font size? That's too small. Let's go 200. All right. So number 1, I would say probably Trinity Glassfield. I think that's how you spell her name. Glassfield. I think that's kind of like the most reasonable assumption to make. Let's choose a more visible color. No, that's actually awful. Red? No, we're just going with white. We're moving that down a little bit. Shrink it a little too. Okay, number one I'm gonna say is like Trinity Glassfield. I think that's the most reasonable. Like I said, major character, she does a lot in the story, etc., and she has the possibility of actually existing because of the Nox Nictors she uses, and Platinum the Trinity uses, is what? Mukuro Algesco something or other. it has the capability of turning incorporeal things corporeal. So, you know, Trinity Glassfield is just kind of this soul. She can turn herself physical. She can give herself a physical body. You know, ostensibly. Well, I guess Trinity would, Platinum would have to, but yeah. But I think that's possible. Next, I think the second most likely one would be Torikaka. Because and this is gonna be maybe a little counter to to Trinity, but I think Torikaka is possible because she doesn't have a major story presence. So adding her into the game doesn't mean that you have to kind of like add in new story elements. Like Trinity coming around kind of has like big story implications that could have affected everything. Because of just her powers and stuff, and maybe they could have gone after Terami differently. I mean, you know, who's to say it really matters in the end, the story implications of these characters coming back. But I don't know. I think Torikaka not having a larger footprint in the story and just having a minor one means it's, you know, gives her a better, you know, possibility of showing up. So yeah. Let's see, 3. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Lin Fa, actually. Or Lin Hua, whatever. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with her because she's on the same level of Torikaka. And I think she's kind of like a, well, I guess another part of this is I should look at the character polls to see who's the most popular out of these. But I think this is like kind of, you know, I could see them just lifting like Jam's moveset from Guilty Gear, or like Chie's from Persona 4 Arena, and just kind of like slapping that onto Lin Hua. So it's, you know, they're not doing a whole lot of like research and development on the character. It's like they already have these ideas for a martial artist kind of like already there. And we don't really have like a strict martial artist in Blazblue. You could argue that Lychee is without the staff, but I still don't think that, because that's more of like she has more of like an acrobatic kind of style as opposed to like a strict martial artist one. She obviously has martial arts as part of her moveset, but I don't think it's in the same realm of what they could be doing with Lin Hua. That being said, I don't know how they would be putting together Trinity's moveset and Torikaka's. I guess Trinity could be something similar to Platinum's, but they go a different direction in the same way that Relius is similar to Carl, but taking that puppet play into a different direction. Where I guess Mu 12 is similar to Arachne, but it's taken into a different direction. Which that's a weird thought. So, anyways, let's go 4. Wow. Let's see. 4, I think maybe, I think 4 could possibly be... Oh. Man, my keyboard sucks. I think 4 Amaterasu, honestly. I think 4 is like... I think Amaterasu is really kind of like a potential. We'll do Amaterasu / the Origin. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting that right. It's referred, the Murakumi unit is referred to as the Origin. I think it's possible, man. And if they have just like basically a Murakumo unit like sprite, you know, they could, you know, listen, this game loves its Murakumo units. We have 3 of them. So, what would be the harm in adding a 4th? I think you would have to really kind of dig in to like think up a moveset. Distortion drives would be easy. It would be like Phenomena Intervention or something that allows them to do whatever or something. You know, like you could just make stuff, whatever, up. You know, I don't know, they smack you and then like the current screen shatters like glass or something, and you know, whatever. There's a lot of potential there in Amaterasu. You know, and there's kind of like a very... And also, like, you know, Amaterasu is the ever-present character that exists throughout the entirety of the games. You know, and it's one of the 3 Sankishin units that actually has somebody, like, an actual, like, entity controlling it, in the same way that, you know, as opposed to like the Tsukuyomi unit, like the absolute defense thing, which is basically just like a spell, but it's a Sankishin unit, or like how, you know, because like you wouldn't be able to anthropomorphize this Tsukuyomi unit because it's kind of incorporeal. It's something you invoke and the power manifests temporarily. So yeah. So that's why I think Amaterasu or the Origin could work either as a Murakumo unit or as the Sankishin unit that is, you know, kind of extrapolated from the big floating brain thing and made into like an actual like character that'll fit on the screen. Let's see. No, that's 6. 5? 5, I'm gonna go with Homura, Amano Hokusaka. And that's because, once again, a character in Dark War that you can get, and they're in the main games. And they have a fighting style from Dark War. I should have done that backwards. They're in the games. They're in Dark War as a unit that you can use. Fighting with mirrors, so it's, you know, a set play thing. They don't have a ton of set play characters. Screams possibility of like of that being something. You know, and then there's the X-Blaze stuff, which I don't know a whole lot of X-Blaze, but they did specifically. But okay, let me slow down here. X-Blaze characters, I think, are possible. I think you could reasonably see them in this game as a new character, but the only thing there is that they did say it's a Blazblue character, not an X-Blaze character. So yeah. So anyways, Homura, I think definitely has potential. Let's see. Do I go past 5? I guess. But now I think we're getting into like real low possibilities of these characters. I think at number 6 it would probably be Raquel. I guess I'll spell her whole name. Full name, Raquel Alucard. And I think Raquel is possible because, you know, she does play a large role in Naoto, and Naoto is definitely like, unless they bring Ragna back. Unless they bring Ragna back, I don't see how Naoto isn't the new main character, and his whole thing is finding Raquel and like going back to his own timeline or something. So, you know, so it's like I can see that in the same way that Toe. So I can see her being added in the same way, what's his name? Luke? Was it Luke? I'm thinking about the Street Fighter V guy who was added in 5, and then he was supposed to be like Capcom presented him as being like Ryu passing the torch onto the next generation, and Luke was going to be that. Yeah, his name's Luke. How could I not remember that. But so I think it could be, in that sense, Ragna's passing the torch, not specifically, but, you know, the torch is being passed from Ragna onto Naoto for the future. Because I think Toshimichi Mori said that Central Fiction was the end of Ragna's story. And so even if Ragna comes back, I think we're moving on to Naoto. And because of that, you know, any future games that are made outside of Entropy Effect are going to be focusing, I think, on Naoto's story. And so, you know, obviously that means Raquel is going to be playing a larger role. And so I see her as being a possibility because of that. As like a little, you know, spoiler. Not spoiler, but a little taste of what's to come for Blazblue. After that, I think is going to be Clavis. Once again, this keyboard, man. I don't know what it is. All my keyboards that I use, always the M, the N, M, K, L, and comma keys. They always just crap out. And I have no idea why. But I've gone through like 4 keyboards now where within like 4 or 5 months of using them, that happens. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Anyways, now I think we're getting into the unlikely territory. Let me kind of make a separation here. So Clavis Alucard, I don't think is likely because, like, I don't even know how we would be here. Like, the embryo maybe kind of like creates a memory of him or something, and he comes back through that or something. Or, like I said, he is just a vampire, so he just like pops out of his coffin, even though he's dead. I don't know. I don't know. How would he fight? I don't know. Because I don't know much about Clavis. I know Clavis shows up in the Phase Shift novels, or I keep saying Phase Shift novels, but in the novel series, he's more of a character and he does stuff there, so maybe there's a possibility there. Yeah, I don't know. The next, honestly, I think it would be Mitsuyoshi. Something similar to Jubei, I guess. But I think he would be a little bit too similar, you know? And also it would be another, like, short character, which was kind of the whole reason they weren't doing Jubei for such a long time, is like, well, Jubei is so short, like, how do we add him and make it fair? They finally figured it out, of course, but, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I got to say on Mitsuyoshi. Plays an important role, but like, I don't know if he would actually be a reasonable character to assume. Would show up. And then along that route, let's go Cosma. Or actually, it's like that. I don't know, man. Am I supposed to? Am I supposed to spell it how it's supposed to be spelled, or the actual pronunciation in Japanese? Cosma Caval, Kvaru, whatever. I think it's possible. You know, I don't think it's like the most unreasonable character. In the same way, Clavis and Mitsuyoshi are possible, but I don't know. Also, this would be like I was talking about how there's a lot of Murakumo units. We have 3 of them. This would be a 4th Hazama Terumi guy, you know? Because we have Hazama, we have Terumi, we have Susanoo. But what, now we're gonna get Cosma? A 4th one? I don't think. I don't think it's likely. But he is a central character to stuff outside of the main games. So, maybe. Alright. 10. I guess, okay. I didn't have this on the list, and I didn't talk about them earlier. But, you know, and they're not in the games, but I do know they're from the novels, or maybe the manga or something. I forget. I've seen them somewhere. And it's, and I know they're popular. Fuzzy? I think Fuzzy is like a vampire. I don't know much about them. I do know they're in Dark War. I don't know anything other than that. I do know they're popular though. So just throw them in there to just for completeness, for completion's sake. Oh, dude, I can't believe I forgot this. I forgot this character. I'm gonna move her up here. Because if I'm taking in characters from other sources, I think this is actually like a good potentiality, because I think they had mentioned at some point they were looking to add her to the main games, but they just couldn't think of a good playstyle or something. And Cajun or Kajun, I don't know what the Japanese, how they spell it, which would affect the pronunciation, but I think she's definitely possible. People have been wanting her in the game for such a long time too. She's popular, so it would make sense. And I think actually she is in Chrono Phantasma, because I think Chrono Phantasma Extend had like these short stories, and I think they added in some remix art stuff. And I think she actually, Cajun had a had like a portrait, like a you know, a talking portrait for there, unless I'm just like totally fabricating that in my head, but I could have sworn that was in the game. Either way, whether that's true or not, whether I'm delusional or not, I think she has a really good chance because of how popular she is. Yeah. And it's just, it struck me when I added in Fuzzy, it's like, right. Those are definitely a possibility. And then, out of the ones I've already talked about, Nago and Gi, Phantom Roy, I'm not even going to put those on the list. Because I think they're just so unlikely, and I think really, there's that N key not working. I think from 11 and beyond, it's any other Remix Heart character. Anybody else. One of the other characters, maybe, I don't know. There's a bunch of characters in there. I've read very little of Remix Heart. So I'll do it that way. Any other Remix Heart or light novel character, phase shift or otherwise, like the Blood Edge experience or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's right. It's the one with Naoto is called like Blood Edge experience, I think. But either way. Any other way, I think that's kind of it. Because as popular as those characters could be, outside of the two exceptions that I listed, Kajun and Fuzzy, I don't think any of the other characters have the same level of popularity. Now, obviously, Mai, you know, comes from Remix Heart and is here, but I don't see any of the other characters from here showing up because, you know, but you know, it's possible. It's possible, I think. You know, I think they would probably want to stay more closely to characters that have appeared in the mainline games, because there's not a whole lot of like crossover, I feel like, between the games and then the extra material, like outside of Mai and outside of S. And unless I'm just hallucinating it, Kajun. Like those are the three things that really make a large presence in this game from the extra material, from the supplementary material, I guess you could say. So, once again, I think everything below Raquel is not as likely. I think the real cutoff on what we should expect goes down to I think those are the 3 tiers. I think we have the first 4: Trinity, Torikaka, Linfa, Kajun. I think those are the most likely characters we'll see. I think 4, 5, 6, Materasu, Homura, Raquel, I think those are possibilities, and I think people would want them, but I'm not sure how they could be implemented necessarily. But you know, there's definitely ways to have them there. And then I think below that, Clavis, Mitsuyoshi, Kazuma, Fuzzy, any of the other characters, any of the other supplemental material out there. I think now you're just kind of like getting into, oh, I think you're getting into like some real esoteric level kind of like nobody knows who those characters are. Maybe, I don't know how big this stuff is in Japan. I think Remix Heart is actually fairly popular, so I may just be like, totally off base there. I just know here in the US, people don't really, well, I guess Remix Heart was kind of popular for a while. I don't know. But that's why I have Kajun up there, and that's why I have Fuzzy there. And I think Fuzzy most likely outside of other characters from this stuff, because like, ooh, sexy androgynous vampire, it can fit into the whole, the whole thing Japan does with like, the characters that, well, Japan likes their cute androgynous characters. So, because I don't think they've ever specifically said whether Fuzzy is male or female. Or are they... I don't know. I'm starting to get confused on the whole vampire thing. Were vampires artificial in Blazblue? I forget. Not that it matters, but but that's why I pulled Fuzzy out of that larger pool of supplementary material characters. So yeah, I think kind of that's where we're at. And I think that's kind of what you need to... That is the most likely... I guess that's my tier list, so to speak. Here, let me kind of make this a bit more organized. Let's see. Uh-huh. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so 3 tiers. Most likely, less likely, and least likely. And I guess why, even though Amaterasu plays such a big role in the game, the reason why I'm putting her in less likely as opposed to most likely, despite the large role, is because they're kind of supposed to be like the ultimate end goal. It would be like if it would be like if they had added Susanoo into Chrono Phantasma. It would be like, what? Like, yeah, okay, Terami's talked about being in the Susanoo unit, but he hasn't actually been in it. Like, it just doesn't, you know, it's just in the future, you know? In the future, it's something to be, not... Like, basically, you come into direct contact with the Amaterasu at the very end of the story in Blazblue. So why would they actually be there? But considering how large a role they are, you know, and how pivotal they, you know, their actions play into the way the story progresses, I still think it's possible. Oh, you know what? I just thought of another possible character. And I'm not sure where to put them. Give me a second. I'm gonna put them in less likely, but at the bottom of less likely. And it's gonna be Alpha. That one random design that Mori put on social media. And people were like obsessed with. Because it was basically a Murakumo, like Ragna as a girl, as a Murakumo unit. Possible. I think it's possible. I don't know how legally they would be able to do that because Mori doesn't work. He doesn't work at Arxis anymore. I think he was given the opportunity to either leave or be fired after Dark War totally just tanked. So I think Alpha is still his own personal... Wait a second. Hold on. Is Alpha in here? Oh my gosh. I haven't unlocked anything. We're getting into some dangerous territory here. YouTube, please don't eviscerate me with all these boobs and butts. For some reason, I feel like Alpha was in the gallery here. Were they in Chrono Phantasma's gallery? No. Let me just go picture by picture. Okay, this is Raquel and Naoto. This is Kagura, Hibiki, Bullet. Oh, it says right here. Carl, S, Kagura, Hibiki, Azriel, Ragnar, Rachel, Bullet, Pac-Man and Friends. Yeah, so I guess, I guess they didn't have Alpha. I could have sworn, though. Could have sworn. These are just the movies. Yeah. Anyways. Man. You know, there's a lot of good images here for completion bonus? Well, whatever those are. I don't know. I'm gonna check one last place. There's nothing here, right? There's nothing here that has anything to do with... I haven't unlocked any of the colors? Kind of weird. Okay, well, whatever. I'll go back to this. Oh, I guess I had the list up, so. Anyways, Alpha. I think it's possible, but I think it's equally not as possible because I don't think, because this was just posted on, I think, on Toshimichi Mori's personal Twitter. So I don't think it's fully like an accepted design. Like, it's not entered into the official Blazblue stuff. Although if they did add that design into it, then yeah, I think it's kind of just like a wash at this point. I don't think we're... Oh, you know what? No, there's one more thing I could check. I guess this would have been a good... Yeah, you know what? Here we go. I think Edgar Vermillion. Edgar and Claire Vermillion are going to be... Oh, huh. Oh, I forgot about Tsuchiro. No, he wouldn't. Yeah. What? Sergeant Major Ellen Nelson? Who is this? Who is this character? She was in Continuum Shift? Bro, what? I don't... Oh man, I do remember this character. But I didn't even think they had a name. I guess Tenjo is possible if we're talking about like... Oh, Lot Carmine. I thought it was Roy. I remembered Carmine, I didn't remember Lot. So... Is that biblical? Is that like a biblical reference to like the character of Lot? What is it? I guess it would be specifically to Lot's wife, which could be why they're spelling it L-O-T-T-E, because that's kind of like a feminine spelling, where she looked at, you know, Lot took his family and however many people out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they were told by God not to look back no matter what. And then that's when God destroys Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot's wife turns to look, and in doing so, she turns into a pillar of salt. Which I guess kind of mirrors what happens with Roy. Like right here, it says in that second paragraph, until he disobeys Kokonoe's orders in the pursuit of truth and knowledge by coming too close to the boundary. You know, I'm pretty sure he like falls into the cauldron or something. But maybe that's why he's named Lot Carmine. Black Beast Ragna? That could be possible. Okay. Yeah, that's possible, huh? Say 6C. I'm using this because I don't want to change all the numbers, so I'm doing the things here. I'm adding the numbers, or the letters to the numbers. So I guess that could be possible. Black Beast Ragna. That's one of those things I was saying the other day, about how I thought you know, when they added in like Izuyoi and Terumi and Mew 12, I was like, oh, they're adding in like powered up versions of characters as new characters. And so I was like, oh, that'd be super cool. Because like Ragna has a powered up version, Tager has a powered up version in Golden Tager, which is kind of a joke, but you know, Asriel has like an unseen powered up version, which is all of his limiters removed and stuff. Kind of like what these characters would be in their unlimited forms if they were actual characters. Like what would, you know, Ragna with the power of like his unlimited form, what would that actually be? That would be him as the Black Beast. So yeah. Kagemaru bangs Ninja Dog? Maybe? Oh, Taro, yeah. But this is Remix Heart stuff now. And that's not, this isn't even true. This whole thing, none of that's real. Was this a joke? Was this a joke ending? Okay, now we're getting into the joke characters. Except, oh no, well no, not entirely. Mistail. Oh. Kajun Fake Hot. Wait, what? How do I not have these? Whatever. Hino Kagutsuchi? Maybe? Maybe? No. That doesn't make sense. Kajun, though. There's quite a few other characters that that could be it, you know? Wait a second. Mutsuki... I mean, okay, so Tsuki is moon, right? How does Kisaragi mean second moon? I guess Kisaragi and Yayoi are secondary readings of whatever kanji make it up. Gokuzuki. Well, I don't know. Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. All right. Right. No, you know what? It's gonna be. There we go. Oh wait, that's off screen. Oh, the other sub has been off screen for a while. 55 maybe? No. 50? Any of the other 10 stages. I'm gonna put in least likely. Oh, where do I even put this? So difficult to read. Student council? They count that as an organization? Oh, I forgot about these guys. Because nobody ever plays Amane. I'm not even going to bother putting them up there because I don't even think they'll be part of it unless the voice actor, the Japanese voice actor of Ragna, Sugita Tomokazu Sugita, unless Sugita has, well, he was friends with Mori, and if he was mostly friends with Mori, so okay, just for background, Amane Nishiki was designed, or the idea for Amane Nishiki came from Sugita, the Japanese voice of Ragna the Blood Edge. And then Mori made a character because, you know, Mori wants to be friends with and is friends with everybody who works on his game, you know. So, you know, I guess it's possible because those characters exist, but they're not really characters, they're just designs. So, the Librarium has an Air Force? Oh, yeah, I guess they do. Yeah. I guess that's kind of it to kind of like pull from the game itself. No, Mukuro Gesko is Yukianasa. You're right. Well, oh, hey, it's me. Where is... Oh, Arma Rebaware. Buchorin. That's Platinums. Right, Muchorin. It's a reactive weapon. Oh, like a nuclear bomb? Powers. Man, there's so much stuff. I mean, just look at this stuff. There's so much. Okay, well, this is just fighting game stuff. Wow, they really try to teach you a lot through here. But okay. Allowed you, maybe? No. Okay, I did spell Trinity's last name right. Okay, well... I really didn't, plan on streaming a whole bunch today because, once again, it's Evo, so, you know, could I give a background to this? Oh, I can. Cool. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of what I think we're looking at for the most likely characters that they're going to announce tomorrow. I know, you know, it's kind of like pointless because they announced a new character on Wednesday. Well, they announced the announcement of a new character on Wednesday. It's now Friday, and the announcement is happening tomorrow. But I wanted to, you know, get in here ahead of that and at least give my 2 cents on what characters I think it could be. And I think this is a pretty good list. From top to bottom, Trinity, Torikaka, Linhua, Kajun, Amaterasu, Homura, Raquel, Alpha, Black Beast, Clavis, Mitsuyoshi, Kazuma, Fuzzy, and then any of the other multitudes of characters in the supplementary material, and then any of the other 10 sages, which I guess are kind of the same thing, you know, 11 and 12. But yeah. So let's see. I guess how long have I been streaming for without actually doing anything? I don't know, man. I mean, do something here. Oh, okay. So I guess, you know, I kind of like don't want to go online. Have I done Grim of the Abyss mode in this? I don't remember. I have. I don't. I remember this. Let's go to level 1.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh, got thrown. Man, it is loud. That was supposed to be a command throw. Also, yeah, what is going on? This sounds so loud. I'm gonna have to look at the volume levels here. Keep an eye on them as I'm playing. So I'm playing through OBS right now. That's always surprising.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1.
Maybe I have to turn it down on my end. Yeah, I gotta turn down on... Okay, I think I turned it down on my end. It shouldn't have affected that because I'm running my headphones. My headphones? Brother, I'm trying to talk for a living. I'm running my headphones through external speakers, so it shouldn't be anything that affects the stream. Okay, so now my eardrums have ceased being blown out. Well, my singular eardrum, because I only got one headbutt in. Oh man, this sucks. After a couple weeks, like the one headphone I was using busted. So I'll just be doing this just to beat the first one. What level am I on? Yeah, we get it, Susanoo. You're very cool.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh, it's every 20. It's every 20 you get a boss. Right.
The wheel of fate is turning.
There are some tricky ones out there.
Action. Here comes a new challenger. The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
The screams that Arachne has.
The wheel of
It
fate
just
is
doesn't
turning.
shut up, man.
Rebel
Alright.
1. Action.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting blown up by like... Daishiki. Wait, that was depth 70.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh,
Here comes a new challenger.
sure. Is this 80
Wheel
now?
of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
So, alright.
Susanoo.
Just got like, I guess, 2 more bosses or
Wheel of
something?
fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action. The wheel of fate is turning.
That's a crazy color for Hibiki. That looks really nice.
Here comes a new challenger. The wheel
Wow,
of fate is
Gold
turning.
Ragna.
Rebel 1. Action.
No, I wanna do the command throw, dude. Okay. What a sweet sounding song. Green, white, green. Generation, Soul Eater, Replica. Very cool. Welcome to the Magic Workshop. Oh, I never even had a grimoire equipped. Oh, I only have 6 points. Damage. Set skills. Oh, physical defense reduction? Yes. Oh, you can't unequip. Well. Oh, I see. Astral ring reduces the amount of heat required for an astral. Heat. Gotcha. Enhance. And I totally forgot everything. Isn't there a shop? Well, whatever. I'm not really gunplay, but wow, okay. There's a lot of people playing now. I mean, that's cool. Let's see, ranked match. There are people... Okay. There's a lot of people here. Online lobbies? Let's see. Oh man, I really hope that that we hit a new renaissance with Blazblue. Where just like we have just a ton of people playing. Oh, there's one person here. They're just going to... They just here for the King Roxas? Let's see, what do we got? Minerva. We got an afro. Cool. Nothing new. How is that even possible? Character poster, Susanoo. Cool. Chibi Hazma? That's it. That's all I needed. But okay, some good stuff here. Some good good stuff in the sense of we got more people playing the game. Seems like it really prompted people to play. Okay. Let's see what Justice has for us. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, they don't even have a code? What? Is that... is this a hacker? Okay. They could have used her broken anti-air. Dude, don't burst at the very end. Just run up DP. This guy is not great. He's like me. He's trying though. He does the same mistakes I do. It's like at the end of a combo, burst. I don't want to kind of just like casually trash talking this guy, and I don't really mean to. Okay, that was a good burst. Just paused. He's just hitting buttons while he's walking, and that's exactly what I do. Oh, okay. Okay, you got me. I saw the astral potential, so I just had to. This is a new dude I haven't seen before. Alright, he's got 50-50. 50-50. Wins to losses. Setsuboshi Agare. Agare. Okay. Okay. That ate my projectile, but just do it again. Okay. Oh! No, I had the potential to astral there. I think this guy's kind of like at my level, you know?
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh, what? Oh. Was that rollback or something? Because they were just suddenly up. I 6A'd when they were on the ground. Okay.
Rebel 3, action!
Oh, that's in the air too. Yeah, when they... I should learn to just use my DP when Izuyo teleports.
Susanoo win!
Well, I'll do a little bit more and then... Big Bean Boy? I'm playing... Oh, I can't play against Big Bean Boy? Come on, Big Bean Boy.
Here comes a new challenger!
0? I'm gonna... I hope this isn't somebody that's just like totally new. Oh, nice color. That's the Bramfall color.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1, action!
Oh, hey. Okay. Okay, I mean, if they're not gonna tech up off the ground, then... Oh. Big Bean Boy, I'm sorry, man. It looks like he's new to Blazblue.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1, action!
Oh, right, that second hit is overhead.
Rebel 2. Action.
I don't know what that combo was. I mean, I know I'm kind of like being a goofball here, and I'll go after some people who aren't level 1. Not that the levels really even mean anything. Because I'm pretty sure I was fighting people who were level 1 last week that were just wiping the floor with me. Oh. Dude.
Rebel 2. Action.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've tried to air dash over him. Oh. Okay. Dude. Oh, wow. 6-8, but it just wasn't fast enough. Catch him. Dude. Oh. Okay. Okay, you know, see, I'm not being a total loser. This guy's making me work for it. Potato Bear. It's a nice name. I wonder if he's Irish.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh, okay. I tried to DP.
Rebel 2. Action.
Oh. Oh, that's a meaty. Dude. Dang. 6B was bad. 6B was bad because I was way too far away, so he could just jump out easily. Alright. A mushroom?
Here comes a new challenger.
S? Okay.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Wow, I just don't know how to play against this character. Oh, that. Dude. I don't know. I don't know how to fight this character. Ending your block string with a projectile is vile.
2. Action.
I gotta get in there. I gotta get in there, man.
Action.
Dude. Oh. I'm just bad against certain characters, I think.
Action.
That level 3 kick is pretty good. Now that I can kind of figure out how it's what? Okay. At least I won there. Let's do one more. Oh, it's a one. I'm gonna get messed up. Alright. Okay. I mean... Tarzan? No. Okay. Well, if you go into a player match, it's kind of like you have to... It's kind of more of a commitment. I don't know, I tried all these. Then try this guy. Okay, well, that's clearly not working. Entry?
Please select your character.
I'll let someone connect to me.
Susanoo. Izanami.
Oh. Bro. Auraless monster? This guy's gonna obliterate me. Hello? Aura? Are you gonna hit okay? Or just like bounce? Okay, cool. Wait. Hey, what is the... I thought it was 6B into Crush Trigger. No. No. Yeah, it's... Okay. Another Tsubaki. There's... It's kind of a lot of... Oh, this is the same guy that I fought before. Okay. Oh, tried to be cheeky there. The problem is that he's only holding down back to block, and so he's just not reacting to the overheads. What? Otherwise, I think this guy would be doing pretty well. He just needs to react to the overheads. Kind of like me. I gotta do the same thing.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh, what? I thought I had DP.
Rebel 2. Action.
Oh! Okay. Forgot. In my brain, I was like, am I gonna be close enough to roll through? Oh, come on, bro. Okay, I tried to do Sonic Spinball, but I just got B. I just got JB. Which I'm fine with.
Here comes a new challenger.
Blub blub gurgle. Very cool. Bang is a little scary.
Wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Oh yeah. I didn't recognize that. Okay, yeah, reversal. I was worried about that. Just start throwing out A's. Oh, yeah, okay. The cross up is confusing me. Okay, this guy definitely knows what he's doing here. I should 2C when he dashes over me. Oh, I couldn't. What is going on? I have the DP unlocked, right? That was so bizarre. I should have DP'd this guy like 5 times. What the heck? But 6C kept coming out. Said DP. That was... And he was doing stuff that was totally unsafe, so I should have won that. In my brain, I won that. But now I actually have to show it. Okay. What is going on? Dude, my DP is just doesn't exist? My con- What is happening? Okay. There we go, finally a DP. Oh, that hits behind him too. I see. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. I was DPing and 5 times in a row. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I swear I was doing that. I mean, listen, I get it. Every once in a while, I'm getting some bad, I'm getting some bad inputs there. I mean, I'm making bad inputs, but I don't know. Oh, I'm the yellow square. I thought the guy I was fighting last time was a yellow square. Oh, mine! Alright. Alright. Okay. Win or lose. This is gonna be it. I was just doing stuff that was not even comboing.
Rebel 2, action!
I thought that comboed. It looked like Susanoo was just completely looking the wrong way there. So, kind of surprised I got the... I'm kind of surprised I got the DP.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1, action!
Oh, okay. I don't know what was going on there. Those were roots that I don't think I've seen a my player do before, and I gotta remember that that's just totally unblockable when it's fully charged up. Right. Okay, that was it. Okay, that's it. Just a little bit, a lot of hodgepodge here of what I was doing and everything, so I don't know, maybe That yellow square is a little fraudulent, I think. It's a little fraudulent. But, alright. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna watch Blazblue Evo pools, and then see whatever else Evo has to offer today. So, I will catch you guys later. Tomorrow. Around the same, actually a little bit earlier, I guess, with some Vampire Survivors, as usual, or maybe something else, I don't know, but, I'll see you then. Peace.